God, y'all. Wisdom Kaye was at the Met Gala, y'all. Yes, he has officially made it to the Met Gala, and like I could not be happier and more excited for him. I wish I could say I was a day one, but I wasn't. I didn't really get onto Wisdom Kaye until maybe a year or two ago, and I kind of saw like his fashion evolve, but like he was already there by the time I got to see his stuff on TikTok and on Instagram and everything. And I always just thought that he had an amazing sense of fashion, of styling. I felt like he was very bold and that he could really make anything look good. Like, you know how Rihanna makes anything look good? Like, I feel like he's kind of like that. I feel like there's a lot of fashion influencers out there who really just outdo themselves. So one who I also really love is Houdain Youssef. She is a Muslim fashion influencer, but she thrifts old clothes and she styles them very well. I just felt like they were really yin and yang. But when I saw him at the Met Gala, because I was like, oh my God, I saw him at the Oscars, and then I was like, they better have him at the Met Gala. And then I saw him at the Met Gala, I was like, oh my God, what? So I was like so happy for him, and I'm so excited for him. I'm sure it was an amazing night for him. And honestly, he looked amazing. For those who do not know Wisdom Kaye, he is a Nigerian American born. No, he was born in Nigeria, but he moved to America when he was 4 years old. He got into fashion when he was in high school. His career really took off when he did a Vogue challenge in July 2020, and January 2020, and then I think they said July 2020, he had already reached like 2 million subscribers. And I'm not going to say that his rise to fame was quick, because I seriously doubt it. I feel like a lot of the time when we as creators are out here working and stuff, sometimes it's a viral video that takes us over the edge, right? But like a lot of the time, people don't see the hard work. They don't see like the 200, the 300 subscribers, the 2 or 3 likes. Like, I'm sure this took him a long time. And now he is at the Met Gala. He is rubbing shoulders with people that we all love and admire. And I really admire him. I think he could really have a phenomenal career in fashion, definitely as a stylist. I know he wants to be an actor, but I'm sure this is an avenue for him to get there. But I thought he looked amazing, very talented. I don't think he did not disappoint. He wore Robert Wan. And yeah, y'all, because I did not see anybody covering Wisdom Kaye like on the YouTube. So I wanted to just bring it to you guys like exclusively or whatever, and show like all the footage that I gathered of him there in the pictures as well. But yes, he wore Robert Wan, and I thought it was beautiful. It was head to toe a red look. What I really loved about this outfit were the details. As a fashion designer, as somebody who went to SCAD, somebody who really pays attention to detail, what I loved about this was the burnt edges of the outfit, especially on the hat. I love the pleats. I love how it fanned out his overcoat. I love the pleats on the collar. I just thought the whole thing was just amazing, like from the pants to the shirt, and I just thought it was just beautiful. I thought he really slayed. I love the rose embellishment that he had on his chest that was on the overcoat. And I also love the fabric. The fabric, like, you would think looking at it that it would have like a lot of stiffness to it, but like it really flowed very beautifully. And I just thought his whole look was very classy. For me, he was the best dressed man. For me, him and Lil Nas X, but Wisdom is always first, of course, and then Lil Nas. But I thought he looked spectacular. I really loved the pleats on the sleeves. I thought, it kind of took me back to the 90s. Like, when, I don't even know if it's the right decade I'm saying, but I do think it takes you back to the 90s where, in African American culture, the men, they're wearing like these silk shirts that were kind of a little bit unbuttoned, and then they had these really nice long flared out pants, and then you will see them with the afro and everything. It really took me back there. So for me, I really like that because it kind of took me back to like vintage. But also I think with the red theme, I think it kind of correlates with the whole Garden of Time, because as we know in the short story that was by the J.G. Ballard author who wrote the short story, it talks about a couple who uses the crystal flower to kind of prevent this army from coming to attack them. But eventually the army does come to attack them. And also I feel like it's kind of poetic with the whole thing about the theme of the gallery, because it's about reawakening fashion, it's about preserving fashion, it's about preserving garments that have been here hundreds and hundreds of centuries, and them trying to keep them so that we can still have them and see them for fashion history. And I thought that the fact that it was red but it was burnt on the edges, to me it showed that yes, we try to preserve stuff, but sometimes eventually it kind of withers away. You know what I'm saying? Just like how sometimes, I don't want to get dark here or whatever, like we live this life or whatever, but sometimes, you know, eventually we have to pass away. And sometimes all that we can do is kind of preserve the memories, you know, and try to preserve whatever legacy or whatever amazing things that we have done, kind of pass those things on. So for me, I thought his outfit was very poetic. I really loved it. I love the color. I love the details. And for me, it was like a perfect blend of the beauty and the darkness of the story from the Garden of Time. And I thought it was really neat that they had the edges burnt. Like that for me was like everything. Because if it wasn't burnt, I felt like it would have, not that it would have been plain, but I don't think it would have told such a deeper story. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I thought he knocked it out of the park, you know, and I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked phenomenal, and I absolutely loved his look, you know, and I think he did not disappoint at all. And, you know, I look forward to seeing him more at different Met Galas and just excelling and thriving, and I can't wait to see what he does. He's only 23 years old, has accomplished so much in his life. So for me, you know, as, you know, an emerging fashion designer, I also am very inspired by his story and his journey. And I just wanted to give him a little bit of shine on my little channel because I felt like he deserved it. But yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all thought of Wisdom Kaye's. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But yeah, also he's African. My mom is Sierra Leonean, so I thought that was also really cool. So I just had to, you know, talk about it. But y'all, let me know, what did you guys think? Were you shocked? Were you happy? Were you just as excited as I was to see Wisdom Kaye at the Met Gala? Because my jaw hit the floor. When I saw him at the hotel, I said, hold on, wait one damn minute. Was he at the Met Gala? What? So, yeah, super excited. But yes, y'all, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.
That's perfect. Am I staring camp right in the eye? Alright, what's right ahead? Okay, there we go. Perfect. Wisdom, so we gotta look at the end, right? And turn it over here to the front. Wisdom, right here, down, one more look.
You look absolutely incredible. I need to know the inspiration behind this design and why there are holes in your hat.
Well, the inspiration was behind the rose, and that's how it ties into the theme. And it's about the decay of the rose over time, and so it's like you gotta have like the burning thing as well. And that's what's going on with the hat as well. So they burned it to create these holes and to sort of symbolize that decay. So.
Going off of the theme, Garden of Time,
Right.
What would you say is someone you want to give their flowers to who deserves it?
I mean, I just think there's just so many super brilliant and creative people that have inspired me in the world. And I mean, like, I've been influenced from movies, shows, TVs, lots of actors, musicians here. And I mean, everyone's just so amazing. I love to give my flowers to everyone, really.
I love it. What
Yeah.
trend do you feel like the Black community has put on?
All of them.